The 25th Hour Radio Show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the 25th Hour Radio Show today. I am your host, Rob Fairless, and on the phone I have pool trick shot phenom Florian Venom Kohler. Florian, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to join me on the show.
Oh, you're welcome. Pleasure.
Florian, I guess the obvious place to start here would be to get an idea on how you first got introduced to the game of pool itself and what led you more to the trick shot aspect of the game.
It's funny. I always had this attraction to pool, but I really didn't know how to play at all. And I got lucky to hear a radio thing, actually, for someone selling a pool table for really cheap. It was like €300-400, whatever it is back then. And I decided to go buy with my parents. And, as soon as I got this pool table at home, then it basically all started. I didn't know how to play, so, what somebody my age do when when they don't really know anything, they just go on the internet and check YouTube and stuff like that. And I saw these cool trick shot videos and started to redo them. And after a while, I knew all the shots they're doing, and I started doing my own. And it really started to be lost from there.
So in the very beginning, how often would you practice, and at what point did you decide, hey, I might be able to make a career out of this?
What's funny is I actually never really thought I was going to make a career out of it. I just thought it was going to be a hobby, like a really, really, really proficient hobby or something like that, but not like a job. So I went to college, finished college. I'm actually a optician, I guess, in the U.S. you wanted, but so I tried to really finish my studies, and after everything was going well, I started to travel a little more. So instead of going back to work right away, I went to English college to see if I can get my English a little better, and that's really where I practiced most of my time. Was just more time in the pool than in college, I guess, unfortunately.
So man, initially, how were you able to get your name out there to the world? So when people thought about pool trick shots, your name started to be added to the mix. I mean, how did you first begin to market yourself?
The thing is, pool trick shot has been the same for the last 60, 70 years. There's only a few guys in the world that really were known and did something to it. But apart from that, so there was that guy, his name is Mike Massey. He's a Hall of Famer, legend of the sport and everything. And, he basically is one of the guys that made the sport what it is. But apart from him, everybody was just basically copying him or adding a few things here and there. But it wasn't a revolution. And the way I took the sport was, made it a lot more modern. I tried to get inspiration from other sports, other extreme sports, like, freestyle motocross or whatever. It kind of is just the extreme version of trick shot I did. And I guess, people just loved it. And, of course, through that, we decided I need a girl every time, and that was perfect.
What I think is so mesmerizing about your style is your creativity in your use of massé in your tricks, as well as the help of the beautiful women, right? But we'll get into that here in a second. For those who might be listening, who might be unaware of what the term massé is, explain to them that technique and what or who influenced you to use that technique in your trick shot game and subsequently take it to another level.
So massé is when you hold the cue vertical, and instead of having the ball just go forward straight and just stay in one direction, what happens is basically the ball comes back to you or starts to curve. So a lot of people think it's fake when they see it on the internet, but it's actually just physics. You apply a force from up, and you just hit it pretty hard, so the force just go down, go up table, and then the spin that you put is only backspin, gonna make the ball come back. It's kind of an old shot. It's been there for centuries, I guess, as long as pool exists almost. And I just decided to take it further than anybody else. And one of the reasons that it hasn't really been developed so much is because it's a shot that if you don't know how to do it, it's very damaging for the cloth of your table. So there's no way they'll let you practice in a pool hole, for example.
So I was watching an interview you had done a few years back, but the interview was in French, man. So my French is not so good. So all I could do was try to interpret from watching the video. And it looked like in the video you keep a journal of your tricks.
Actually, yeah, you're right. It's something I had it since the start almost. Because like you say, my whole thing is about the creativity. I don't like to do the things that people have been doing forever. I don't like to copy. Copycat is not my thing. I like to create, and I think what really made me where I am is because I invented so many new shots. I think at this moment probably about 1,500 new shots, something like that. And I really started, to have ideas, and I just put them on the paper. But if you have an idea and you just don't remember it, that's the problem. So I just started to keep this book journals, basically. Yeah. Every time I had a shot, I'll just put it on the diagram, put it on there, and it could be, it could be 4 a.m. or whatever. I just when I wake up with an idea, just put it down, and I brought them everywhere. And I think I have 4 or 5 of them, and it's I think it's a language that only me can understand, but it helps me remember.
Now, do you ever worry that book might fall into the wrong hands?
No, I mean, it's there's not much they can do with it. It's there's a lot of kids actually right now that just that I guess I inspired. They're trying to do really what I've been doing, but it's really not easy because there's one thing to be really good. I mean, I really believe there's some kids that are going to be way better than me, on execution wise and skill wise, but the creative part of it, it's a tough thing. I consider myself more of an artist than an athlete almost, so that's basically what it is.
So as I mentioned earlier, some of your most watched videos on YouTube have been those you have made with the help of beautiful women assisting you off and on the pool table, which is absolutely genius, by the way. What was the first video you made with the help of a lovely assistant? And was it easy or difficult for you to find someone to help with you on this?
I think like every act really, if you want to sell it, sadly, you need a girl. Unfortunately, people don't respond to talent as much as they respond to this kind of stuff, and it just makes sense because pool is just so oriented towards that kind of things. It just made a natural sense. And the next thing too is adding a person up there in the equation makes you look more dangerous. It makes you look, oh, what happened if I hit this person in the head? And that's been entirely part of my act because I do live shows everywhere in the country as well. And half of my shots may involve people because it just it makes the show look better. It makes a shot that is pretty simple if you jump over a raw ball, but if you jump over a person, it makes it a lot more dangerous, a lot more exciting, I'd say. I started with my sister, I guess, when she was here around. She didn't have much of a choice, she was coming in and trying out a hit in the face, and a few girlfriends here and there, and it was actually a pretty easy pickup line, And after a while, it was a natural thing to do, and then we started to hire real models, basically, and that was it.
So when you hire these real models, as you say, how long does it take you to make one of these videos, and do you miss on purpose just so it takes longer?
I'll never miss on purpose. I mean, except if I'm asked to, because sometimes it happens, on TV shows or something. But usually no. It really depends, and it depends the size of the video. It depends how hard it is. It depends for what it is. If it's just like I said, I do live shows all the time. So I mean, I have about 30 shots that if I'm in a good day, I could well possibly make them in 1 or 2 try stops, each of them. Now, if I do a video that's going to be, really a masterpiece and spending a lot of money on it, one shot could take up to an hour. Obviously, we're not going to try to have a girl in that shot because it's going to, it's just going to be all pissed off. So, but yeah, it really depends the shot and the budget and a lot of things like that.
Now, there's a lot of people who know, and there's a lot of people who don't know that there's actually competition when it comes to pool trick shots. Now, you've won these competitions. You've set Guinness World Records. Is it becoming increasingly difficult for you to evolve your game, or is there still so much, more upstairs in your head that the fans can expect to see new stuff for years to come?
You see, unfortunately, the competition side is very small. Let's say it's a very elite thing played in between, very few players. It's not that very well-known thing. We don't have money, so basically you're just fighting for the title. So unfortunately, it's not something you can focus on. But I'm going to try my best in the future to get my own events down there on the road and produce my own thing because I think the sport has a tremendous potential, and I think it's a very untapped market. So if done well, I think it's it could be great.
Do you have a particular favorite trick that you like to do that perhaps doesn't go your way all the time, that even you yourself get pumped up when you do it right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, there's so much things that you can do, but sometimes you just pool is it's what I say. You got to be good and lucky. There's days that's just not gonna work your way. The ball's just gonna stop right half an inch in front of the pocket. It's just not gonna turn exactly, and you can't control it really. You can try as much. When I practice, I don't really try to make a ball. I try to understand how to miss, how not to miss, basically. So if you know how to miss 5 times on the left and 5 times on the right, then you know how to make it in the middle. And if you know all that, you can help yourself a little bit, because pool is never going to go your way, except if it's your lucky day. Everything is going to go wrong, and all you do is basically adjusting problems. That's part of my life.
Now, speaking of things going wrong, do you have bad days when perhaps you're in a performance, easy shots aren't so easy, and in our pool audiences forgiving on days like that? I mean, do you ever have a heckler in the crowd who does whatever they can to make you miss a shot?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, actually, the audience is 90% part of my act. So, you can do the best show, the best shots in the world, and if you're not really entertaining, it doesn't really matter. I've seen some of these older people they've done show for years. They missed all their shots, and people still love the show. So I really took inspiration from that, and I just I try my best to kind of alternate in between really hard shots, entertaining shots, and then you need to have like a backup shot right behind it, just in case nothing goes your way. So you can keep people interested. It's a science, I guess, but you learn on the road, and after a while, it just gets easier and easier. And once you start to know also all the type of table, because the tables are all different. Like you'll see a dancer, he'll basically perform on the same surface, or it wouldn't be that much different. Pool is a pool table can be very, very different, and from a country to another, it's very different. Mm-hmm. And then from a state to another, for the weather, the humidity is affecting pool table massively. So the more humid it is, the tougher it is for me to do my job. And then the size of tables, you'll see, aside from a 9-footer to a 7-foot. So you got to be ready, for day per day to just adjust to that. And it's a lot of factors that you got to control.
And speaking of performances or competition, is there anything coming up for you in the near future? As far as shows, competitions, exhibitions, anything like that?
Yeah, I just came back from Oklahoma this weekend. So we had the World Championship. I finished third, and unfortunately, I missed one last shot to make me go in the final. Playing with an injury at this moment, because it's pretty hard to believe actually, but I dislocated 3 bones playing pool, so it isn't exactly my my best time of the year. But I'll still be back on the road. I'm leaving tomorrow, going to Texas. I'll be in Dallas Friday, Saturday, and then Houston Sunday. Back in Vegas Monday, and I think I'll be in San Antonio, Houston, and stuff like that, and the week right after.
Now, if people wanted to get more information about you, are you a social media fan? Do you have one you favor more than the other, where people can find you more often?
Yeah, I mean, social media is basically what built me, so I kind of have no choice but keeping track on it. I'm guessing I'm getting old again already, because social media is going so fast. But I'm a YouTube and Facebook person. So on YouTube, you can find me on Venom Trick Shot. That's the name of the channel. And on Facebook, you can just put Florian Venom Kohler on it, and I have about probably 350,000 people on this page or something like that. And there's updates every day, and new videos every week on YouTube as well. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah, and people can go to your website, right? VenomTrickShots.com, and they can purchase
Absolutely.
A lot of different types of products on that site, right? What do you offer on your website?
I offer, it was made more for the people to, find stuff like, autographed cue balls and chalks and stuff like that. It's a very easy things, but, it's just after getting, I guess, a little bigger than expected, we just had to figure out a way to, take advantage of it a little bit. And unfortunately, we can't keep sending free pictures every time to people, so we had to set up the whole website, and we're pretty happy with the income so far, the outcome.
And I always give my guests a chance to sort of wrap the show up themselves. Is there anything you would like to say to your fans out there listening right now who have either purchased your products, subscribed to your YouTube channel, or anything of that nature? Anything you would like to say to the fans out there of Florian Venom Kohler?
I would say, please just keep looking at the videos. You know, besides, I mean, if we don't have anybody looking at the videos, I can't do my job. So to try my best, I need a lot of views, and the more people can view the videos, the better the video can get. So I just stay tuned and look forward for more stuff, more exciting stuff coming up. I have a very special video coming up this week with in collaboration with a very famous boxer. And after that, we'll have a few more crazy projects coming up. So, stay tuned, I guess.
Man, I can't believe I didn't ask this earlier. How did you get the name Venom as a nickname? How did that come about?
That's actually pretty easy because, when I first started in my parents' house, with just my dad comes to see the cloth, and it was like after a few days, and it was like, "Are you freaking poison for the tables?" It was in French, and it was just I don't know. So then after that, we just kind of the poison Venom thing. It just kind of clicked, and it was a great nickname, basically.
Well, it's an awesome nickname, man. Well, Florian, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to join me on the show. It's been my pleasure.
Thanks for the invite.
The 25th Hour Radio Show.